Hello all, welcome to Neoskills Learning Solutions. Today we are starting with the demonstration on Azure AI training. Many of you have joined our Azure cloud training and achieved a great success in your life because of Azure. Now it's time to move ahead with the Azure AI. We will cover the following certifications: AI-900, Microsoft Azure AI Fundamental; AI-102, designing and implementing an Azure AI solution; DP-100, designing and implementing a data science solution on Azure. From here, our technical trainer will take you through the session. Before we begin, please like, share, and subscribe so that our learning community can grow and reach more professional like you.
Thank you so much, team, for joining the session well on time. I'm appreciating all of you. So I'm Tanvi Puri. I'm working as a I'm a MCT, Microsoft certified trainer. So I do have more than 12 plus years of training experience. As you could see the list of the certifications on the slide. So there are different Azure certifications which I am holding. This is AZ-900 Azure Fundamentals, AZ-305 Solution Architect. This is AZ-104 Azure Administrator, AI Fundamentals, AI Azure AI Fundamentals. This is my AI-900. DevOps Engineer. This is AZ-400. Azure Developer. This is AZ-204. AI-102. Terraform Associate, some basic certification courses from the security. This is AZ SC400 and SC900, and some GCP certifications and Oracle Foundation certifications as well. So basically, I'm holding the expertise in Microsoft Azure domain, and as you could see that there are different certifications from the different domains. I have delivered multiple trainings across the different clients, so which are from TCS, Wipro, IBM, Cognizant, Capgemini, and so many retail batches and other Fortune 500 companies as well. So I've delivered the trainings across for the different domains like AZ-305, AZ-204, AZ-400, and so on. Okay, so I will discuss all other things. Okay, I will just talk about the course material and everything. We will also discuss the contents and the TOC. But before that, team, let me also. So I'm just navigating to my Microsoft whiteboard. I just want to discuss few pointers on the whiteboard, and then I will come back to the slide deck, team. Okay. Yes, team, I hope that everyone is able to see this whiteboard, right?
Yes, Tanvi.
Yes, yes.
Oh, oh, thank you so much. Thanks for the confirmation. So, as per previous day discussion and as per the expectations which has been set by the candidates, I just want to take up a few pointers here just for your understanding. See, so Microsoft Azure, because I could see that most of the people are also interested in the certifications. And as per your TOC, I also need to discuss the pointers that how to clear, what are the tips and the tricks to clear the certification. I will be discussing all that towards the end of the session, maybe at the last day. I will be discussing these pointers as well. Now, if I come to this certification levels team, if I come to the certification levels, okay, so there is AI 900, which is known as Azure AI Fundamentals course team. Azure AI Fundamentals course. So this is at the foundational level team. This is as foundational level. And this AI 102, this is at the intermediate level. This is at the intermediate level, and it is Azure AI Engineer. Azure AI Engineer team. So it's we are here. Okay, so you are attending this Azure AI Fundamentals course that is at the foundational level team. But yesterday also I have discussed all these pointers. All these courses are provided by Microsoft. So these are Microsoft official curriculum courses. So, however, I will be covering all the contents which are provided by Microsoft, but there are some additional topics. There are some additional topics which are mentioned in your training curriculum, which are mentioned in your training curriculum. So, apart from this AI fundamentals basic course that is provided by Microsoft, I'm also going to cover some additional topics. Now, what are the additional topics? What are the standard course topics? So, I will be going through the slide deck and I will explain there. So very quickly, let me go through the TOC which is provided by this organization, by this training institute. Now, if you could see that we will be covering so we will be covering about AI and machine learning fundamentals. Today we are going to cover all this, right? What is AI, ML, and deep learning, Gen AI, the basic things, and what are the principles, what are the ethical principles. We will be discussing all that. So then there are AI workloads, right? So our complete curriculum is revolving around this AI workloads, computer vision, NLP, natural language processing, Gen AI, conversational AI, speech, knowledge mining. We will be discussing all that things, right, team? Then afterwards, we will come to this cognitive services. We will explore, we will deep dive into this AI search service, speech to text conversion, text to speech conversion, speech translation. Then we will be also talking about the Azure OpenAI, right? Then Azure machine learning, integration with the REST APIs, with the Azure CLI and all that. Then afterwards, this is an additional topic. This is not in your standard course team. So even so you could consider this as an additional bonus for you. You will be learning some additional topics. Exactly, if I say this data preparation and processing, training, model training, evaluation, and we will be doing this model evaluation and training in machine learning. But this is a completely new topic, ML ops and CI/CD for AI. So in standard course, its topic is not there. So, but we will be covering this topic because this is as a part of your TOC. So usually this topic is from DP-100. It's from your DP-100. So what are the additional topics we are going to cover here? We are going to cover this ML ops, right? And CI/CD in AI. So if you go to the standard courses team, it will be from the DP-100 data scientist courses. That will be from the DP-100. And so we will be covering that topics, right? And the basic security compliance responsible AI, that is the part, right? That we are going to cover all this topic. So that was exactly the agenda of this is the complete outline of your training, right? We are going to cover all this content team. So once we are completing our training session team, I hope that I'm very sure that you will be able to crack your AI fundamental course. And this AI fundamental course, whatever the certifications you will be going for Microsoft, that is a complete proctored exams. These are completely proctored exams by Microsoft, and you have to score 700 marks out of 1000. So this is the passing score team. This is the passing score in order to pass your exam. And AI fundamentals, this validity, if I write this validity, it's lifetime. You don't need to renew this exam. You don't renew this. But AI engineer, this is AI-102. Its validity is only 1 year. This validity is only 1 year. So once team So after 6 months, once you pass this exam, once you clear this exam, after 6 months, you are eligible for the renewals. You could take your renewal exam. You are eligible for your renewals. And make sure, team, that you are renewing your exams because it's completely free of cost. Renewals are completely free of cost. And it will be hardly 25 questions, team. And it is non-proctored. It is non-proctored. And unlimited attempts, multiple attempts, right? But there is only one condition. You have to clear this. Yes, Sharon.
Yeah, see, I mean, for the exam, can I try from the home? Is it possible, or I have to do some center only?
I'm sorry, I'm not getting you. Please, you could come
No, no,
again.
no, no. If you talk about this, I mean, we need to write an exam, right? So, do I need to go any center, and I can take it from home only?
Both the options are there. Both the options are there. So
Okay.
you could also take this in person at a test center. So
Hmm.
Microsoft is having different test centers at different locations, or
Okay.
you could take this as a remote. So remote
Okay. Remote is
option,
possible. Yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah. That's what I want.
Normally, yes. So we are taking at a remote location only at online. So both are options. Okay.
Okay. Uh,
So yeah.
I have one
Any
another question. Can I ask? Yeah. And just it is come in my mind. Like, what about like, are you going to have some any practical in POC? Like, wanted to understand because since you talked about POC, like, so will you give us the access to the any environment for practicing?
for practice sessions, Sharon, I think you should go with your free tier subscription. That will also work. So you could
Okay.
create your free tier accounts, but still, in case you want to confirm, so I think you are already having WhatsApp account. So in the
Mhm.
WhatsApp group, you could just raise your concern with for the lab setup. But with free tier account, you could complete your labs.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so that was all about team. So now we are at this level, team. Why I'm just taking up all this? Because we are attending AI fundamentals, foundational level. Still, we are covering some additional topics, but as point of certification, we are only at this level. And this complete training program, this is for the 16 hours, right? So in 16 hours, what are the contents? We will deep dive into this. But if you want to explore something more, right? You want to explore some more services, and you want to deep dive into some another services of AI, because AI is a very vast, right? So if you want to explore other services which are not a part of fundamentals course, then you have to go for this intermediate level course. And this is a professional level course, AI 102, right? Now the how exactly you will be getting this course URL and all that. Let me also go back to the slide deck team. So I'm just going back to the slide deck. Okay. So exactly in the AI fundamentals, I think we have already discussed. We have a great discussion on this. We will be discussing taking up the topics machine learning, computer vision. So during our 16 hours of session, I will be taking up all these topics: NLP, computer vision, machine learning, Gen AI, workloads on Azure. Now, yesterday also I have cleared this thing, team. Once again, I am repeating if new participant has joined. Here, we are not understanding in general concepts. So we are not discussing about the generic AI ML concepts team, right? I will not be discussing about this. What are the different type of ML algorithms? I will discuss, but that will be at the very introductory level. Okay, so if you want to deep dive into in generic concepts, if you want to understand what are the different machine learning algorithms, how to implement, what are the different AI algorithms, what are the different NLP workloads in generic, I'm just talking about in generic. So that is exactly we are not going to cover in this because it is impossible to cover in this 16 hours. Even if you go for the higher certifications like AI-102, so no one will be going to cover this because this is a completely separate course, right? These are the completely different separate domains which need some expertise, which need some time to invest. So if you want to learn AI ML concepts in general, so then you have to invest at least 40 to 50 hours, right? Otherwise, you will not be able to understand. Now, in this curriculum, in this course, we will be only understanding Microsoft is, how Microsoft Azure is providing you the solutions, is providing you the solutions or the services in order to implement AI and ML workloads, in order to implement AI and ML workloads or use case or scenarios, right? So this course, this training course is completely, that will be completely restricted only up to the Microsoft Azure solutions. So we are only understanding based on your use case, based on your scenario, how Microsoft will help you to implement the solution. So what are the different AI ML services which is Microsoft is providing you so that you could use that, you could implement in your solutions, right? Now, team, even at the later point of the time as well, that will be a long run. So you have to create whenever you are working with Microsoft, right? So even if you are creating your first time you are creating your account, so if you are going for your renewals, if you want to schedule your exam, you want to book your exam, so this is only the first process, right? This is the first way to enter. So you have to create, first of all you have to create a Microsoft account, and it is recommended, team, it is recommended to create Microsoft account with your personal ID. Microsoft account with your personal ID, because team, I have taken multiple batches for TCS, for Kindle, for Cognigant. I have taken multiple batches, right? But I have seen that most of the participants, because they will be getting some sponsorships, right? In order to clear the exam, the companies are sponsoring, they are providing the vouchers to get them exam so that they could book the exam. But I think that don't make this mistake. You have to create your Microsoft personal account. So I have seen that the participants, they are going with the official account, but at later point of the time they will face difficulty. And then at the point of the time they will come back to us and asking for the solutions. There are solutions. You could raise up your concern, you could raise up your tickets, but don't go for this, right? For example, if you are leaving your organization, then all the credentials, all the your achievements that will be associated with your official account. So always go with your personal Microsoft account so that it will help you in the long run as well. Now, you have to create your MS Learn profile. With the MS Learn profile, you could just consider this is a big umbrella where it is providing you different functionalities. So you could claim your achievement code, right? And you could also access your course material. You could track the progress on your learning activities. You want to share your achievements, accomplishments on social media platforms, on LinkedIn profiles, maybe somewhere. So you want to print the scripts, transcripts, and certificates. You want to manage all the activities related to scheduling, recording to renewals, appointment. So all that things will be provided on the same profile, right? So this is the first step. When you are dealing with this Microsoft, so you have to create this personal MS Learn profile team, and how to access the course material. So, team, I will be sharing all the course content, right? And I will also share the reference material with you. I will also share the reference material, all the docs, all the labs. I will share with you, team. But Microsoft, in additional, they are also providing you the URL for the self-paced learning. So, for the self-paced learning, they are also providing the URL, right? Plus, Microsoft is also owning their own GitHub repository, GitHub repository for the labs team. So they have designed their own labs, set of labs. So I will be sharing both the docs with you, both the URL I will share you with you later on at the point of the time. However, we are going to cover all these topics. But still, in case if you want to explore something more, if you want to deep dive, if you want to understand that's you want to do it for your own, so you could go through the self-paced learning. So there are multiple advantages. Once you go complete this modules, I will also discuss what are the pros, and you have to complete the labs team because practical knowledge is must, right? So you have to complete this labs. All the labs are, everything is provided in the GitHub repository. Even I will be following the same labs in front of you, right? So that later point of the time, for your practice part, for your practice part, you have to complete this labs. And why these labs are also important? Because in the certifications, all these are the scenario based questions, team. Microsoft is not going to ask you the simple questions, like all the questions are MCQ based, right? 60 to 65 questions will be there in the certification exam. So there are no lab simulations, nothing. You don't have to implement anything. But there will be the scenario based questions, and it will be taken from the course URL, from the MS Learn docs, and they will be taking it from the labs as well. So labs is very important, right? Hands on is very important. I will be showing you each and everything, but for your practice part, team, you have to do this. It will boost the confidence in you. Okay, so because if you are just attending the sessions and later on you are not doing the practice part, that will not help you out. So you have to complete the slabs. And even see, during the training sessions, it was not possible that I could give you some time and you could invest that time like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or of 1 hour. It's really not possible because in 16 hours, I have to complete the course content, right? So later on, you could complete your labs. And if you're facing any issues, you could reach out to me on my mail ID, or as well as I will get back to you. Or otherwise, in the next session, we could discuss your doubts and queries. So it's a highly recommended, team. Once we are done with our session, please go through the labs. Okay. And even in the certification questions, team, they will be directly from the lab part. Okay. So this is a very important part. Okay. Now, team, I will also walk through the MS Learn profile. So I will show you exactly how you could share your accomplishments, how you could share on the different, and how you could will be getting the badges for covering the modules and for covering the courses. So later on, at the point of the time, obviously you could go for the certifications, right? Then, yeah. So coming to this standard course, because all the slide deck I have been taken from the standard course, but in your TOC, there is also some customization. So we are also covering that topic. But in the certification, there is only the topics from the standard course only. So you could see that higher the percentage, higher the weightage, the higher the percentage, that will be the number of the questions you could expect in your exam. So for example, I could say that 20 to 25% of the questions will be from the machine learning service. Rest all the questions that will be the equal proportion. It will be from the same first module, basic module, right? AI workloads and all that. Then there will be the questions from 20% questions will be from computer vision, NLP, and the Gen AI workloads. So that was exactly the proportion of your questions in your certification exam. So very quickly, team, let me share the course URL with you. So what exactly you have to search? You just only need to search this AI-900 and MS Learn. It will redirect to the same link. You just go scroll to the first URL that was already open. So let me share this. Okay, team. So if you could see that this is a self-paced course for AI fundamentals, right? And just click. I think if you are doing it for the first time, it will not show you in this way, continue course, because I have been just going through this page very frequently. So that is the reason it was showing me for continue course. So if I click on this continue course team, just you could click on this start, right? So once you are clicked on the start, it's providing you the different modules team. It's providing you the different modules. And let me also show you that how to access and how you will be getting the virtual badges and the virtual trophies, which you could later on, which you could showcase on your LinkedIn profiles as well. Okay. Now, if you could see that this is my AI concept. This is my module one. So exactly how many modules are there? One, two, three. And actually in the self-paced course, they have mentioned like so many modules, but in the real time, this was the modules, right? So exactly we need to cover this five modules. One, two, three, four, and five modules. Now, for these five modules, we have sub modules, or you could say that the learning paths. So how to go through this? Right, simple. So you have to click on this introduction to AI. They will be providing you some video lectures as well. All the everything will be there. So just click on the next. Okay. You could just go through this, all of this. Okay. So once you have completed all the subtopics, right? I just want to go to the last page. So once you have understand all the concepts, team, later on, at the very last, there will be module assessment team. Okay. So in the module assessment, there will be basic 2 to 3 questions from the topics which you have already understood. So I'm not reading the question team. I'm just going with the very random answers. Okay, you have to appear for this module assessment. They will be providing you the proper justification for the correct and for the incorrect answers. You could retake this multiple times, team. Then once you are clear with this, right, you could click on the resources, this summary part, and then finally click on the complete module. And this is very important, team. So once you have complete this your complete this module, you will be getting some virtual badge, right? So this is the virtual badge or the virtual trophies you will be getting on completing this. So this will be an accomplishment, this will be an achievement. And team, please don't mix up this virtual badge, virtual trophy with your Microsoft certification, because I have seen that participants are confused, right? So after completing this self-paced course, right? After completing this self-paced course, you will be getting this virtual badge, or you will be getting this virtual trophies. But But Microsoft certification exam is a completely different thing, team. So it is the proctored exam. It is the proctored exam, team. So don't mix up this. After this proctored exam, once you clear this exam, so once you pass this exam, you will also be getting batch, virtual batch plus certificate that you have cleared the exam. So both are different, team. They are not equal. Both are different. So, team, let me do the sign in. So once I do the sign in, it will redirect me to my MS Learn profile. So if you could see that this is the MS Learn profile. This is my personal profile for MCT. Now, if you could see that there are different numbers which are reflecting here for the virtual badges and for the virtual trophies, right? So if you could see that it has shown me the different modules which I have passed for the different assessments which I have passed for the different courses, right? For the security, for the Cosmos DB, for the NoSQL databases, Microsoft Entra ID, and all that. Now, if you want to share this achievement, how you could share this? Just click on this share the achievement. You could click on the LinkedIn, okay, or any other social media profiles. So I'm discarding this, right, team? I don't want to share it, right? So this will be an accomplishment, right? In the similar way, so once you are completing more and more modules, this number gets on increasing, right? So then you could see that these are the batches which I have been getting for going through this self-paced course. Now, on the similar way, you want to see that how many certifications you have cleared because the same profile is used to book your exam. So, in your profile, you will not be able to see this applied skills. That's completely fine because I just went for this applied skills courses. So if you could see that under the certifications, it has been showing me all the certifications list, right? All the certifications. And so, because right now I'm not eligible for the renewals because I have already taken the renewals. So, once you are eligible for the renewals, that means after 6 months of your, if you have passed your exam, after 6 months you could go for the renewals and you will see the option here. So, there will be a blue text box which will be written as renew. So, once you click on the renew, it will redirect to some another URL where the set of 25 questions will be there, MCQ questions will be there, and there is no proctored exam. So even you could Google, even you could take the help of ChatGPT and all that, and you could find out the answers, team. So if you want to print your transcript, if you want to print your transcript, okay, so that transcripts, it will be showing you that complete status, right? All the credentials, how when this will be expiring, what are the active certifications, what are the past exams, and all that. It will be showing you everything, each and all the details. So if you go to the achievements, right, it will be showing you everything, right? So this is your MS Learn profile, team. So everyone has to create the personal MS Learn profile, then only these numbers, these accomplishments will be reflecting in your account, right? Okay, so exactly what I want to discuss to you, team. So there are 5 modules, right? So there are 5 modules which we need to cover. And so these are the 5 modules. So later on, at the later point of time, you could go through these self-paced course. This is all about the machine learning, Gen AI, right? NLP, computer vision, speech, and all that. What are the concepts we are going to cover here, right? So this is all about your self-paced course. And coming to the GitHub repo team. So which labs you need to follow for your practice past, for your practice part. So this is Microsoft GitHub repository, and you could expect the questions, scenario based questions, lab questions you could expect from the same GitHub repository. So everyone has to complete this exercises team. Everyone has to complete. So if I show you the labs, right, team? Okay, so we will be having all these labs from the different modules, right? From the machine learning, from the computer vision, from the this is from the machine learning, regression, classification, clustering, computer vision, from the analytics, from the images classification, face recognition, optical character recognition, form recognition, then and from this NLP, language understanding, question answering, chatbot, for your generative AI, for your knowledge mining, document intelligence, content safety studio, we will be covering. So, CT, what exactly I will be doing? I will be going through the slide deck. I will explain all the concepts, theoretical concepts, followed by all the lab, all the demonstrations on the Azure portal. So this is our Azure portal. We will be doing all these demonstrations on our lab, right? We will be doing completing all the slabs. And one more thing, team, AI 900 is this is actually, I don't know why they have kept in this foundational course category, but this is not as simple, and it is a very time taking, it's a very consuming, right? So it's a lengthy course, it's not a very short course, just like AZ 900. Let me also share the course URL team for AI 102, because maybe later on, if you want to go through this as a self-paced course, you could also try out this. Okay, so if you could see that in the AI 102, it's not a part of our training session, but just for your additional thing, I'm just sharing this. Okay, so if you could see that what are the modules here? Generative AI, developing the AI agents on Azure, NLP, computer vision. This is information extraction solutions, everything. Okay, so all these are the modules in the AI 102. So the what is the difference between team AI 900 and AI 102? In the AI 102, you will be deep diving into all these concepts, and in AI 900, this will be at the foundational level. So normally what I suggest to my participants, you should go with both the courses, AI 900, AI 102, and then appear for directly AI 102 certification, right? So in order to go for this AI 102, AI 900 is not mandatory. Foundational certificates are not mandatory. You could directly go for your higher level professional courses, right? But you should have the knowledge for both. Okay. So you should try out the labs, because you could see that machine learning service is not covered here in AI 102. It is only covered in the AI 900. But if you are directly going, starting with the AI 102 concepts, you will miss out the machine learning and some basic services as well. So always try out to go with, so always you have to follow the route path, right? Just go with the path as it is. Let me also share you the labs. So what I suggest you should go through both these courses, AI 900 and AI 102. It will give you the better clarity. It will give you the better understanding about all the AI services on Azure platform. Okay, so if you could see that in the AI 102, all the services are there. Managing the security, monitoring container, analyzing the text, that means NLP, speech, conversational bots, question answering, bot with SDK, bot with Composer, framework Composer, video analyzer, AI vision, classifying the images, detecting the objects, face recognition, OCR, AI search solution, custom skill, knowledge store. So you should go with this exercises. Now, team, one thing I just want to understand from you, how exactly you are going to perform your labs, right? So you could also raise the concern in the WhatsApp group if you need that some kind of subscription, right? If you don't have free tier account, but normally team, this all these labs you could do it with the help of your free tier accounts. So I just want to understand, team, do you know how to create your Azure free tier account, or shall I just walk through this creation of Azure account? Team, you could also provide your
Yeah, I
input.
think it will be great if we can together we can create because I have
Yeah.
not joined from my laptop. Yeah, I mean this is my my view. I do not know about others. Yeah,
Okay.
it will be great if we can create together. That's what I feel.
Yeah, sure, we can create. Go for a create.
Okay. Okay. No problem. So then let's do one thing, team. Let me log in to my incognito window. Okay, Siddhi. So what exactly you could do? So you could create your Azure free tier account. Now, in this Azure free tier account, team, in your Azure free tier account, so you will be getting $200. $200 will be credited into your account, but this $200 you could consume in first 1 month. In first 1 month, and after this first 1 month, so once you are done with this first 1 month consumption, then you could only deploy the you could only use the free resources, or you could deploy only the free resources. So there is a limitation. Let me show you, discuss the limitations of the free tier account. You could go through this URL, team. Okay, so what exactly you have to do, just click on this sign in, right? After clicking on this sign in, so I do have already my Azure account. Let me go with this. Mhm. I have selected the random account, Outlook account. Okay, I need to check this code, right? Oh, it's not taking another ID. Just give me only one moment. And yes, team. So, when you are creating your free tier account, team, always go for this free tier account. Don't go for this pay as you go. Pay as you go is a consumption-based subscription. So you have to pay more, right? So, for example, if you have kept your resources, if you have keep your resources up and running, so that will be costing you more, right? Don't go for this pay as you go, otherwise you have to pay more. Just click on this. Why it is not taking this ID? Just give me one moment. Let me just try out one more time. I think for earlier demonstrations also I was using the same ID. That is the only reason. Okay, I will take some another ID. Before that, team, so you could see that what are the type of the services which are available in this free tier account. So you will be getting this $200, right? It will be credited $200. Then after this first 1 month, see, even if you're not consuming this $200, but still, after 1 month, you will not be having excess, right? You can't use this $200, even if you have not consumed. So it is only for applicable only for the first 1 month. So after this, you will be getting access to 65 free services only. So you could cancel this at any point of the time, but you have to provide your credit card or your debit card details. So there is no, so don't worry that you are providing this credit card and debit card details because there is no auto detection. So even if you have keep your resources running, they will cancel the subscription, but there is no auto detection, right, team? So, okay, let me go with this ID. No problem. I will just go with this ID and I will put my code. Society 675. Okay. So now we have landed on the correct page. Okay, so once you have logged in with your Gmail account, with your Microsoft account, anything with your Outlook account even, so you could see that first, you have to create your profile team. You could provide all your details, right? So after providing all your details, team, you could enable this, click this check boxes. Just only click on the sign up page, team. Okay, you will be getting some OTP on your mobile codes. Once you click on this sign up page, team, right? So you have to provide your credit card and debit card details. So you will be getting the verification code in between. Just give me only one moment. I'm stop sharing the screen here. I will come back to this page. I will also show you that page. Let me put it my verification details, right? Just give me only one moment. I'm providing here all this, right? There is also a puzzle, right? We need to solve this puzzle. Just give me only one moment. I'm just doing this steps and then I will reshare my screen. Mhm. Okay. So I have to provide this, right? Submit. Was not taking. Okay. So we have to match the direction. I'm sharing my screen, team. Just allow me only one more moment. Okay, I'm so sorry I missed out the chat. I'm done creating. That's great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sundri. That's great. Okay, so once you are done, team, you could see that you will be landing on this page, right? Where it has been, I've already done with this, right? Okay, so I think if you're done, team, so what it will be doing, you have to solve this puzzle, right? After you could enable this checkbox, then you will be landing up to the page where it will prompt you for your credit card or your debit card details. You have to provide this. Only 2 rupees will be deducted from your account, and then afterwards it will redirect to your Azure subscription to your Azure portal. So you will be landing on this page, right? Azure portal and you will be able to see the subscription. So in this Azure portal, if in the search explorer, if you search for the subscription, so here exactly, actually in my account, this is for the MCT trainers. We are getting this MSDN subscription, but for you people, it will be coming like this free tier account. And in the free tier account here, you will be getting the cost, right? So $200 will be credited and the status should be active. That was exactly the steps. Okay, this was exactly the steps. And there is a complete document team, right? So I will also share you the document step by step. So let me see if I could share that doc right away. That is a complete PDF which I have created. Okay, so you could see that this is the complete document which I have already created. How to create this Azure free tier account step by step. Okay, so what exactly you have to do? You have to click on this, try Azure for free. Try to do with the Outlook account, with the Microsoft account. You will be receiving the verification code on your email. Then you have to complete all this, right? Sign up. Yeah, this is exactly the page. where you have to provide all the details. After doing this, you just complete on the sign up page. You will be landing on this page, right? So you will be getting the subscriptions, right? So let me try to share this on the chat window if I could see. Okay, done. Great, great. Yes, thank you so much, Sundri. So let me try to attach the document here as well. Please confirm once it will be done. Are you able to download this? Yes, team, please confirm. Are you able to download this? Are you able to access?
Yeah, Tanvi, I can
Okay,
download it.
that's great.
Let me
Thank
check
you.
whether I'm able to access it.
Mhm. Yes, team.
Yes, Tanvi, I can access it.
Okay, okay. So everyone is done with creation of Azure account, team? Yes.
I would be doing on behalf of Sharon after this
Okay, okay, okay.
call might be, but I'm done with mine, so I have a
Okay.
pretty
No.
good experience on creating it.
Okay, okay,
So
okay. That's
I
just
can guide Sharon on that.
thank you. Rishabh, what about you, Rishabh?
Yes, I'm in between. I'm just creating it.
Okay, no problem. That's completely fine. Okay, Dave. So let's go back to this is all about the team prerequisites. I know, team, this is actually today's the first day, so might be it is taking time. No problem. Let's go back to our DOC and let's discuss. Let's start with the our topics, right? So now we are starting with our actual contents team. Let's go back to our slide deck, right? Any other concerns, team? Before starting with our actual contents, do we have anything which we need to discuss? Yes, team. Do we have to discuss something, right? Any concerns, any questions?
No, Tanvi, we can
Okay.
proceed with the course.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sundri. So we have started at 9:30, right? Okay. So team, today's session only for Sundays, right? The session will be from 9:30 to 12:15, right? I'm also writing in the chat, team, only for Sundays, because for Sunday there is one more session which was planned for me from 1 to 6. So for Sunday, the session will be 9:30 to 12:15, right? I think the same thing has been conveyed over in the email, right, by the backend team. So today's session will be up to 12:15. So no problem if some additional time is required for the explanations. I will compensate in the Saturday's lecture. Okay, so some here and there we could do. Okay, and coming to the break part, team. So break, usually I'm providing 20 minutes of the break. 20 minutes of the break. We could go for this. Right. Timings you could tell me, you could provide your inputs. We could go as per your choice. So today, team, when you will be requiring the break of 20 minutes or maybe 15 minutes, that break is completely, I'm leaving it to you. So you could decide as per your. Yes, T, you want me to start with the session or first you want to go for a break of 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then you want to come back and resume the session?
Hey, Tanvi, I'm okay with anything.
Okay.
Probably we can start, and then after 15-20 minutes, we can go for a break, if that is okay.
Huh, I'm fine with all the Rishabh.
Sharan needs a
Huh.
break. Not sure about this stuff.
Sharon, it's break. Okay,
Yeah,
Rishabh,
because
what
it's
about
early
you?
morning for him.
Early morning for him. Okay.
No. He is from a different geography, so it is pretty early for him. Probably he
Great.
needed a break.
Exactly. Exactly. So the majority will win. We are waiting for Rishabh
I have
response.
zero issues. You have to check with Rishabh. If he is okay for a break, then let's go for a break.
Okay, that's completely fine. So, team, let's go for a quick and short break. 15 minutes will work. I hope that 15 minutes will work for all. Yes, team, 15 minutes is fine.
Yeah, it will be fine.
Okay. So, team, please be back by. Take your 15 minutes of break. You have to come back by
11.
11, right? Huh, at 11. So, we will be resuming our session by 11 team. I could also
All
put
right,
up the
thank you.
timer if you want. I could also put up the timer here. Hmm, Let me put up the timer. It's already 10:46. Okay, team, I will be away for next 14 minutes. Okay.
Yes, Tanvi. See you soon.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. If you have any concerns, questions, you could just raise all your questions on the chat box. I will be taking up all after once we are resuming our session. Yes, team. Are we back? Yeah, team, are we back? Everyone is back.
I
Please
am back.
confirm. Okay. Thank you so much, Sundari. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes.
Yeah, okay. I think everyone is back. Mm, okay. So very quickly, team. My screen is already being shared. So let's start. Let's start with our first module. So today, what we are doing, we will be covering our first module. Hmm. Okay. So, team, our first module is completely from our AI concepts or fundamentals. Let me enable this editing. Huh. So our first module is completely from our AI fundamentals team and our Azure machine learning services, right? So in the first module, we will be specifically talking about the machine learning service and the lab, Azure machine learning lab, we will be doing this, right? So team, I just want inputs from your side. Could you give me some examples of AI, where exactly we are using this AI? I will not spend too much of time on this theoretical concept, so it's better to explore on the do the hands-on and better to explore on the Azure portal. But still, it will take some 15 to 20 minutes for the explanation. Could you give me the inputs where you are using the AI in day-to-day scenarios? Even
Copilot.
uh, yeah, Copilot. This is the best example.
Sometime I
And
uses ChatGPT.
Okay, that's great. ChatGPT.
about the AI chat which we connect for any customer service and all.
Okay, okay, great. Thank you so much for your inputs. Thank you so much for your active participation, team. So I think nowadays everyone is aware what is this artificial intelligence and why, where we are using this AI. So let me just very quickly, I would go through this. Artificial intelligence is team. It's nothing. It's all about the simulation of your human intelligence in machines. I'm just writing a very simple definition here. Okay, so it is all about the human intelligence in the machines, or I could say that it is a mimic of human brain. Just like your human brain is working on the using the neurons, right? In the similar way, artificial intelligence is a completely mimic of your brain, or otherwise, I could say that it is just about the simulation of the human intelligence in machines so that they are programmed to think, learn, and to make the decisions, to think, learn, and to make the decisions, right? So, it should perform the task that will be requiring just like a human cognition, like just like humans are making use of the language, they are making use of recognizing the patterns, solving the problems. In the similar way, the artificial intelligence is doing in this way to adopt some new information. So there are so many real-time use cases, team. Everywhere we are using this AI, we are making use in the virtual assistant, right? We are making use in the virtual assistant, Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant, right? So in simple scenarios, you are making, you are keeping your reminders, calls, in your smart home automation, even you are using in your language translation team, speech to text conversion, text to speech conversion. Just like in your Teams meeting, you are using that captioning, right? So that is also one of the that is also one of the AI, right? Which feature which we are using. So you are using the language translation, Google Translator. That is even the AI, right? Spam filtering, spam filtering. So your Gmail is also using the AI to detect and to block the spam or any phishing emails. There are different recommendations engines which we are using in day-to-day scenarios like Netflix, everyone is using YouTube everywhere. So it will suggest the content based on your viewing habits, right? So face unlocking, the smartphone features, right? Everyone is using this face unlock it will recognize your face and it will unlock securely. So these are day-to-day scenarios, team. Apart from this, we are using in the healthcare, right? In the medical diagnosis, in the drug discovery, in the personalized treatments, right? In the remote monitoring, everywhere we are using this. If I talk about the transportation team, in the transportation there are traffic predictions, even we are using the Google Maps, right? We are using the weather forecasting. So you could also make use in the autonomous vehicles as well. Then if I talk about another domain, finance, so in the finance you could use the fraud detection team. So banks will be using this AI in order to just have some to flag out some suspicious transactions. Or you could also use in the credit scoring. So banks is also evaluating the loan applications, like beyond the traditional credit scores. You could also make use in the trading part, right? So in the trading, in the financial share marketing, you could also use the AI algorithms in order to evaluate based on the trends, market trends, and the predictive analysis. Then the very important and the very useful is customer service chatbots, right? So you could use nowadays, if you're visiting any websites, everywhere it is integrated chatbot. So this is just like your agents, right? So they will be handling all your queries, and obviously it will be reducing your wait time. So you don't need to wait for the long runs. There is no such 24 into 7 sub person will be sitting just to answer your handle your queries. So they will be like acting as an agent, right? In the similar way, team, you could also use in the manufacturing as well, in the predictive maintenance and the quality control, in the supply chain optimization. If I talk about the education domain, in the education domain nowadays, you could use for the tutoring boards as well, where students will be getting some personalized guidance. Automated grading system now has been added in the different universities, which is providing the feedback, instant feedback, evaluating the assignments and all that. You could also make use the adaptive learning, right? So they are also adjusting the lessons. If you I don't know, have you referred about this Khan Academy? So this Khan Academy, they will be adjusting the lessons based on the student performance as well. So they are making use of this AI tools as well. Now in the retail, in the e-commerce, everywhere team, we are using this even for the cyber security, like threat detection. Threat detection, so it will be monitoring all our unusual activities, and it will also flagging out our if is there any data breaches in the phishing prevention. So it will also filter out your malicious emails, your IP address, any links which is coming. It will also help you in the user authentication. How it will help you? For example, if any as the behavior biometrics, so that will also verify the identity based on typing your patterns, based on your mouse movement. The real time, this is exactly all our scenarios where we will be using this team, artificial intelligence team. So based on your models, based on your data sets, so you could provide your data sets, like we will be talking about machine learning in some time, but this is all about the overall description of your artificial intelligence. Now, team, let's understand the common AI workloads, team. Okay, because this is exactly our AI curriculum. Even if you are going for AI 900, or if you are going with AI 102 course. So you have to understand these type of workloads, because in the real time team, in the real time in your day-to-day use cases and scenarios. So when you are implementing the solutions for your clients, so you have to find out the service, you have to find out the solution in order to implement the machine learning workloads, in order to implement the computer vision, NLP, document intelligence, knowledge mining, generative AI. So there will be the use cases from all these scenarios where you have to find out the solutions. Now, if I talk about this generative AI, because right now this is a very uh, buzz topic, right? Everyone is using this Gen AI. So, what is exactly this Gen AI? Gen AI is also a branch of AI. So, what it will do, it will allow the software applications to generate. So, if you want to generate new content, right, including the NL, natural language dialogues, right? So, it will also help you to create images, to generate audio, video, code, and other formats. So just like humans could interact, you could provide the prompts. You could provide the prompts in your natural language, in your natural language. So just like we are using that team chat GPT, we are using Gemini, right? We are using the co-pilots. So in the similar way, this is completely about generative AI. Everyone is using nowadays, right? So you are providing the simple prompts that generate this image, or you're write the Python script to generate this Terraform infrastructure as a code, or maybe for some other automation you want to learn something. So you could use all this, you could interact with the tools, right, in writing and giving the prompts just like the humans are providing in the natural language. So in the Gen AI it is also adding the chatbots. Okay, so you could also implement chatbots and your AI agents team, your AI agents that will assist the human users team. So you want to create the new documents, you want to create other documents, right, for the iterative development, or you want to do the translation of the text between the different languages. So for example, if you are going to any other place which is new, you don't know about, you are going to Germany, you are going to Europe, you don't know about that languages, you don't know about the French, so you could make use of this translator, and you will be able to learn out, you will be able to learn that how exactly they will be interacting, right? So you want to summarize the text, you want to summarize the complex document, everything you could do with the help of this Gen AI. Now if I talk about this computer vision team, computer vision is also one of the branch of the AI. So what it will do, it will help you in the image classification team, it will help you in the image classification, right? So where exactly I could say that this is coming from the computer vision, right? Computer vision, image classification is nothing. This is a form of your uh, computer vision. So where you could train your model with the images, you could label with the main subject of the images, and you want to analyze the unlabeled images, you want to predict and you want to identify the subject of the image, you want to do the object detection team, you want to do this object detection. So normally in the social media applications, right, there are multiple images, you want to detect the underlying in objects in the images. So we'll do the labs on this, then you will be able to understand. So from where we will be getting, from where we are interpreting all these images, it could be your through live cameras, it could be your videos, it could be images, this could be anything. The inputs can be anything, right? So, what are the day-to-day scenarios where we are using the computer vision? So, in the captioning writing, in the captioning, auto captioning, or tag generation, or we are generating the tags for our images, right? If you are doing the visual search, you are doing the visual search, or you are monitoring the stock levels, or you want to monitor, identify the items in the for checkout in the retail scenarios, or maybe you are doing the monitoring for the security videos, right? or you want to authenticate through the facial recognition. You are identifying, right? Through the facial recognition, right? In the robotics, and the self-driving vehicles, you could also use this, right? So there are so many fields team where you are using the computer vision. If I talk about the next speech, if I talk about this speech vision, speech recognition team, so speech, they have not mentioned this separately, but speech is nothing. This is, let me also write it here. I'm just discarding all this. Okay, so speech is another type of the workload team. Speech recognition is another type of the workload or the ability of the AI. So what it will do, it will hear and it will interpret your speech team. It will interpret your speech. So the main purpose is it will help you to convert speech to text, right? And text to speech. So speech synthesis and speech recognition, right? And speech translation is also there. So these are the three features team, and even in the labs we will be doing all this. We will provide the input and the in any of the language, and then we will be converting. So for example, I am giving this English. So I will be converting into Hindi, I will be converting to some German or maybe other language. So where exactly we will be using all this, right? So if you want to do some other operations, like you want to ignore your background noise, you want to detect the interruptions, okay? So you want to generate human-like voices for your AI-enabled system. You could also do this, right, with the help of this. So normally where we are using this speech recognition, for example, our personal AI assistant in your phone, in your computers, in your household device, where you could interact by talking, or transcription of your calls, right? Automated transcription of your calls, meetings, that is also a part of your speech. So you are enabling the transcription, right? That is also part of speech. So it will recognize your speech and then finally it will convert into the text. So you are doing the automated audio transcriptions of your video and text. It could also transcribe, it could also do provide the descriptions from the text or from the video as well. So you want to do the speech translation between the other languages. So everything, all this is coming inside the speech recognition. Now coming to this team NLP, natural language processing. So what is this natural language process? It is another branch of the AI. So where just like humans could interact with each other in the form of natural language, in the similar way you could interact with the computer, you could interact with the machines based on natural language. So they could interpret their written or spoken language and respond appropriately. For example, in the chatbots or in the chat GPT or in the Gemini or in the Copilot, you are simply providing your human prompts. Like you are writing this, write a Python program to provide me this, generate something like image. Okay, so whatever the prompt you want to add. So it was written in the natural language team. Just like the humans are interacting, you are also providing this all these prompts in the natural language team. Okay. Now, you could use, where are the scenarios where you could use the natural language processing? You could use in the entity extraction. What is this entity extraction? So you want to extract the entities. What are the entities? Like people, places, organizations, in any of the documents team, in any of the documents, you want to go for a text classification. So I want to classify the text, right, in a specific document to a specific category. Sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis is nothing. So when you are determining whether the body of the text is positive, it's the negative, it's the neutral. And where the real time use case, you are using it in the reviews, right? Before going to the restaurant, right? You are watching the reviews. Before watching a movie, you will be looking at the reviews which is provided by the audience. So this is nothing, this is a opinion which is provided by the set of the clients, customers. So this will be the sentiment analysis, right? Language detection team, language detection. You want to detect the language in which the text is written. You are not very sure about this because we are sure about only our native language. When it comes to the different countries' language, we are not sure how in which language this was written. So you could use this, right? So, for example, let me give you some more real-time use cases. You want to analyze the social media post, right? You want to review the articles, and you want to give evaluate their opinion, right? And in the transcription of the calls, you are analyzing the meeting documents, right? You want to find out the key subjects, the main keywords, the main topics of the discussion, right? Which is the complete meeting is revolving around. Or you want to implement the chatbots that could answer the frequent accessed questions, okay, based on your conversational dialogues. So that will also be helping. This will also the feature which is coming under the natural language processing team. Now, coming to the next one. So the knowledge, before this knowledge mining, let's also discuss document intelligence team. Document intelligence. So, what is this document intelligence? It is another branch of the AI. What exactly it will do? So, this is also known as OCRT, optical character recognition. Optical character recognition. Now, what it will do? It will identify the location of the text in your image, in your documents, or it could be your PDF, it could be your business cards, it could be your receipt cards, it could be your tables, it could be your images, it could be anything, right? So from the images, from the documents, you want to extract the specific fields, right? So you could do with the help of this document intelligence team. Okay. Now, where exactly you will be using? So, for example, you want to do the automated processing of your forms. Okay. And for example, you want to process an expense claim, or you want to do the digitization of the data from the paper forms. So you have to scan and archiving the records, right? But before that, you could use this document intelligence. You want to do the indexing documents for the search. Okay, so all that things you could do with the help of this document intelligence. So document intelligence is nothing. It will extract the data from your forms and from your documents, from your images. Then coming to the machine learning we will be discussing in the upcoming slide as well. Machine learning is nothing. This is a predictive model. So based on your data and based on your statistics. So that means we are training our model. We are training our model based on your, we are feeding the data set into the model along with the algorithm, and then it will predict our, it will forecast. So we'll discuss in upcoming slides as well. Then coming to the knowledge mining team. Knowledge mining is nothing. This is also one of the ability of the AI. What it will do, it will extract the information from the large volumes of the unstructured data. So in order to create a knowledge store. Now, team, you could assume that on our internet, on our cloud, if you're working anywhere, so everywhere the data is floating in a huge volumes, right? So how you will do the search operation, how this effective search operation will happen? So effective search operation will happen with the help of this indexing, right? So knowledge mining is used where you could index your data, and it will help you in the effective search operation with the low latency and optimized performance, right? Gen AI we have already discussed it. So exactly that was the content of your complete training. We will be discussing all these workloads. We are performing all these labs. We are doing all this hands-on. So this is my module one team. In the training, this is my module one. Computer vision is my module two. So we will be deep diving into this. Natural language is my module three. This is my module four. Document intelligence and knowledge mining team. And Gen AI is our module 5. So today we will be covering this machine learning part team, right? Okay, now team, coming to the principles of the responsible AI. So because everywhere, if we are using anything, right? So there is an ethics, right? We have to follow the ethics. We have to follow the principles of this responsible AI. So if we are developing the AI, we have to do this very responsibly. Now, what are the principles? The first one is our fairness. Fairness is nothing, team. So you, when you are training your AI models, team, so you should train your models. It should be based on the fair. It should be providing you the fair results. So there is no biasness, team. If there is a biasness, it will affect your results, team. Right? It will affect your results. So what is the example it has provided? For example, there is a loan approval model. So it should not discriminate the gender by the basis of gender. So, for example, if there is a woman which is applied the loan, rejected, no. There should be a completely fairness in the AI systems as well. Then coming to the reliability and safety team. So reliability and safety is nothing. It's a very important ethics, I could say that. So it has to take, it should be properly reliable and safe. So for example, let's see, there is an autonomous vehicle or there is I could say that there is a self-driving vehicle as well. So if there is a system failure, it will cause a collision, right? So there should not be any errors when it comes to safety, when it comes to reliability team. Otherwise, it will cause an harm. Coming to the privacy and the security, very, very important concept. Security nowadays, there are data breaches, there are so many attacks. So what you have to do, if you are training your model using the data set, so the data set could also include the data, personal data from the users. For example, if you are training your model on the on any medical diagnostic, right? If you are trained, if you are creating, implementing a bot for the medical diagnostic, so obviously you will be training the data from the patients, right? Now in the patient's data, there will be some data regarding their maybe their medical history, which you don't want to expose. So there will be the private data. It should not be exposed, team. It should keep the secure. For example, if you are training your model on the financial, right, it is for the banking domain. So don't expose their credit card details. Don't expose their personal ID and all that, phone number, contact number. So that should be the sensitive data, team. Coming to the inclusiveness, inclusiveness is nothing. Inclusiveness is, it should be open to everyone, right? So AI developers, they need to ensure that the solutions do not exclude some others. So for example, if you are creating the AI, or the, if you, with the help of AI you are developing a system or a tool, or you are creating an application, so there is a physically challenged people as well. So and if you are providing this no audio output for the visual impaired users, so obviously they are not going to help this, right? They will not, they can't use this, they can't take the advantage, right? So your solutions will be open for all, right? Coming to the transparency team, transparency is nothing. Transparency means your system should work, right? And if there are any potential limitations as well. So, for example, if I give you an example, like AI-based financial tool. So that will be making investment recommendations. Now, what are they based on, right? So it should provide you the complete transparency. For example, I could say that which algorithm they have used, right? What is the data set they have used? That should be completely transparent. So each and every user, they should know that what is exactly, what could be the pros and cons, what are the algorithm they have used, on which data set they have trained. So that should be the one more thing is, for example, if you have trained your model, if you have trained your model on some users data set, so users should be aware that where exactly their data set is going to use. Okay, so it should not like that you are exposing their data, you are exposing their personal information. No, they should aware that somewhere this data, somewhere the model is trained on their data. So coming to this accountability team, accountability is who is liable for your AI driven decisions. So for example, if you are hyper tuning your parameters, if your algorithm is not providing you the proper output as expected, so you want to wish to change your algorithms. So how exactly, who will be taking this responsibility? Who will be doing this? Who will be accountable for this? For example, giving you one simple example, an innocent person is convicted of the crime based on the evidence for the from facial recognition, then who will be responsibility? So for example, just consider you are developing, you have used your AI system which will be recognizing the faces. Now there could be some now just assume that it is not recognizing the faces as it is as expected. Now it has recognized any innocent person who is not guilty, who is not guilty. So then who will be responsible for this? So that is accountability, right? Now, team, let's talk about the machine learning concepts. Let's talk about the so team, what do you understand by this machine learning? What do you understand by the machine learning? Any idea? Have you ever worked with machine learning?
No, Tanvi.
Okay, so we have not worked with machine learning,
No,
right?
I have not worked with machine learning.
Okay.
Um,
Uh,
can I also?
yeah, correct. See, we have something called in TCS, it's machine learning, where machine will do everything. Like
Hmm.
you talk about your testing, then
Hmm.
quality check, then something called the production movement. Like
Hmm.
you will feed the machine what to do.
Correct.
That's what my understanding. Yeah, you give the data, and computer will learn and learn itself and provide the outputs.
So, machine learning, this is also a broader concept. I could say that this is coming from the AI only. So, machine learning is a subset of AI part, where I could also put it in this way. This is an intersection of the two disciplines like data science and your software engineering. So, what exactly the machine learning will be doing, the task, it will be using the data or the data set. So what it has to do, it has to create the predictive model. So it has to create the predictive model, and later on that will be incorporated, that will be incorporated into a software application, into a software application or a service. So in our labs, this is exactly what we are trying to do. And even in the real time scenarios, we are using this. First, we are training our model on the data set. We are selecting our algorithm based on the use case. And then finally, we will be just incorporating into the software application. We are for example, there could be the after this training and the validation, after this testing, So it will be providing us the results. Finally, I will be integrating with the client application, because once you are trained your model and it's providing you the correct results, the better accuracy, you could incorporate with the client application or a service. So that was exactly the way. This is exactly something we are doing with our real-time machine learning. I will give you a lot of examples for this machine learning. So machine learning, see, it is using the statistics and it is using the mathematical modeling of the data. So what is this fundamental idea of this machine learning? It is using the data from the past observations. It is using the data from the past observations and to predict unknown outcomes, to predict unknown outcomes or your values, right? Outcomes or your values. Now let me give you the examples here as well. So for example, there is an ice cream store. Okay. Now this ice cream store owner, he will be using some application team. Now this application will be combining all the data regarding the historical sales, right? And he will be using the weather records as well, team. He will be using the weather records. So why he will be using this machine learning algorithm and all that model? He want to predict how many ice creams, how many ice creams they are likely to sell. They are likely to sell on a given day, on a given day, based on the weather forecast. So based on the weather forecast, he just want to assume how much ice creams he could sell out, right? So he will be using all other records and all that. For example, I'm just giving you another example. A doctor could use the clinical data from the past patients, right? He could use the data set from the past patients in order to predict, right? In order to predict whether a new patient, whether a new patient is diagnosed with diabetes, with diabetes. Now, on the basis of the what are the factors it has to consider? So there could be multiple factors, team. There could be multiple factors like weight, blood glucose level. Okay, so there are some other measurements, BMI and all that. There will be some other measurements as that. So there could be multiple things, right, team? I have given you few examples. There could be multiple examples. You want to classify a bird into some specific criteria, right? Based on some features, based on the species features, right? So, for example, height, width, height, width, okay, tail, all that. It could be anything. It could be anything, all the features, right? So these are some basic examples that based on the type of the algorithms on the machine learning given team, there are multiple type of the algorithms, right? So based on the algorithms, I could say that uh, clustering algorithms, they are supervised and unsupervised. Let me go back to the slide deck team. Then I will give you some more examples. Let me give. Okay, so what it will do, machine learning, what it will do, this is a subset of the AI team that enables the systems to learn from data and to make predictions and to take decisions. So instead of hard coding rules team, ML algorithms, they will identify the patterns. They will identify the patterns team Okay, they will identify the patterns and they could improve the performance. They could improve the experience with the time. So what you have to do, you have to provide your data set with the features. So for example, like in the case of this price, right? Let me give you an example. You want to predict your house price. So what could be the features here? Features could be labeled as X, right? So this is my input. I could give now I want to predict the house price, but on what basis it will be predicting the price? I have to provide this size, I have to provide the location, I have to provide the number of the rooms. Then only it will show me what could be the price of this house after 10 years, after 20 years. But I have to provide these parameters, right? I have to provide this. Now, all these parameters, inputs, this is known as my features and label why that will be my output, right? That will be my output. Now based on this data set it will provide you. So for example, when you're training this model on the data set, so it will provide me once you are giving this input. So for example, if I am giving this input for a new house, so it will predict me, it will predict that what could be the output, what could be the value of the y for this new row. Then it has to decide the algorithm. Before this machine learning algorithm, it is not going to help you out, it is not going to provide you the results. So what is this algorithm? Algorithm is totally based on your use case. It will journalize the relationship between the x and the y, x input and features and the label. Then there is a model team, right? It has the model. It has to train the model team. So what exactly it will do? It is exactly, it will be calculating as y, which is known as function of x. Okay. So where it is the function of x, x is nothing, x are my features, right team? X will be my features. So then finally you could inference the data. You could inference the data and there will be the prediction. So after this validation team testing, so there are two things, training and testing. You are training the model on this data set. After doing the testing, after doing the validation, then this model, if it is predicting correctly, after this training and testing, then you could predict the model for your data, for the new incoming data. It will infer the data. Now, team, coming to this type of machine learning algorithms. So there are two basic type of the algorithms: supervised, unsupervised, and there is also reinforcement. There is also reinforcement learning. So supervised, nothing team, supervised is coming from the label data. When the data is already labeled, when your model is trained on the data set which is including the labeled data set, so for example it is covering both, it is including both the input x and the output y and the output y, right? X and y both. So, for example, if you are predicting the house, so that will be you are predicting the house price. It will be based on the size, it will be based on the location team, right? Then coming to the unsupervised. Unsupervised means you are finding the patterns in the unlabeled data. Now, the data is unlabeled team. So, for example, there are multiple types of the unsupervised. You are grouping the customers, you are grouping the customers by their purchasing behavior. By the purchasing behavior, for example, some customers you are keeping into the category who will be frequently doing this purchasing. Some customers, maybe some 40 to 50% of the containers, they are unlikely doing this purchasing, right? There are some category of the customers who will be coming into the both categories or something like that. Maybe some other categories are there. So that will be the unlabeled, that will be the unsupervised. When you are doing the clustering team, when you are creating, when you are doing this grouping on the basis of the similarity, right? It could be in the anomaly detection, it could be customer segmentation, right? In the fraud detection. So you could use this, right? Then coming to the supervised, in the supervised team, there are two types. There are two types, regression and classification. But before that, let me also take this reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is nothing where you are learning by trial and error, by trial and error to maximize your rewards, to maximize your rewards. Okay, so best example is your robot. Your robot is learning to walk or to play chess. So he will be learning how he will be learning by trial and by error. Now, if there is a, if it's, there will be the maximizing the rewards as well, right? So, for example, give you the best example, a 2 year kid or a 1 year kid. So he will be learning to first initially he will be learning to walk, right? So how he will do? First he will do crawling, then he will be walking, right? Uh, then finally he will be doing this hit and trial. If he is learning something, so he will be doing the experimenting, and then finally by exploring that, by making the trial, by doing the errors, he will be learning this, right? Then let's come back to the supervised machine learning team. So there are two main algorithms, classification and regression. Now, what is this regression? Regression is where the output is the continuous value team, where the output is the continuous value, where the output is the continuous value. So, for example, when you are predicting something team, it is mostly used for the prediction. So, for example, I'm training my data set, I'm training my model on the house data set or maybe on the ice cream sold. So, what are the criteria, team? It could be based on the what are the factors on the basis of day. It could be sunny day, it could be rainy day, it could be the season, winter, summer, it could be based on the weather as well, right? So there are too many factors which are responsible for training for the ice cream sold. Okay, so this is based on the continuous, based on your continuous value, you will be predicting, right? So it's mostly this is known as the regression, right? Now in the regression also there are different type of the algorithms. Linear regression is there, decision tree is there, random forest is there. But this is something which you don't need to deep dive at this point of time, because that was a separate concept. If you want to deep dive, if you want to explore ML machine learning, you want to have some expertise, then you need to explore all the algorithms, regression, classification, clustering, and their subtypes. But in AI 900, it's more than enough. You should understand how this machine learning, how this Azure machine learning service is helping us to implement these algorithms, right, on the Azure portal. Then coming to the classification team, what do you think what could classification will do? So classification will be used when you want to classify your output. It could be anything. It could be any category or it could be any class. So there is binary classification or there is a multi-class classification team. So what do you think? What could be the binary classification when there are two outcomes? When there are two possible outcomes team. Okay, so for example, you want to detect your email. You want to detect your email. So maybe the email is spam or the email is not spam. There are only two outcomes. It could be spam, it could be not spam. Okay, so you want to detect whether the patient is diagnosed with diabetes based on the data, right? The data could be anything, X input data, but there will be only two outcomes. It will be diabetic or it will not be a diabetic. So there are only two outcomes. Teams of multi-classes, even if you talk about the classification team, there are different algorithms. Logistic regression is there. Logistic regression. Support vector machines. Support vector machines. That is also classification. Naive Bayes. Naive Bayes is also a type of classification algorithm. Now, coming to this multi-class team, multi-classes, when you are having more than one categories, when you are having more than two categories, more than two categories, output could be in the form of more than two. So, for example, giving you a very simple example, team, you are classifying fruits. So, in your data set, you have multiple values, right? Of multiple features. Now you have to classify the fruits. It could be apple, it could be banana, it could be orange tea. Okay, based on the features, you have to decide in which category it will be falling. So you want to predict the species of penguin based on the measurements team. Now there are multiple algorithms team in the multi-class. Decision tree is there, random forest is there, K nearest neighbor, K nearest neighbor, which is known as KNN algorithm. Coming to the clustering team. So what is this? It is coming to the unsupervised team. Now in the clustering, so in the clustering algorithm team, what we are doing, we are grouping the data. We are grouping the data into clusters based on the similarity, based on the similarity. So it could be the customer segmentation team. It could be the customer segmentation. You are segmenting the customers on the basis of what could be the input features, the purchase history, how frequently the customers are purchasing, what is the age of the customers, what are the location. Now, what could be the output for this clustering? It could be, I could say, cluster A. Cluster A will be the frequent buyers. These are the set of the people who are frequently buying. There could be some another cluster. These are seasonal buyers team. These are seasonal buyers team. And there are, for example, there are different species of the plants. You want to separate the plants into the groups based on the common characteristics. Now these two flowers, they are sharing the common characteristics. These are the lotus, but it could be the different species, but they are having the same common characteristics. Okay, right? So you are placing them into the different group, into the different clusters. Now, in the team in the real time, there will be different algorithms. K means clustering algorithm is there. DB scan clustering is algorithm is there. Hierarchical clustering is there, right? So there are so many algorithms. Now, the last one, which is not mentioned in the slide, but let me give you some brief idea about this. A reinforcement learning team. Reinforcement learning is, I told you, right? It is based on the trial and the error. So, for example, self-driving cars, that could be the best example. Self-driving cars team. So, how they will learn by trial and by experience. So, they will learn how to navigate the traffic team. Okay. So, what could be the reward here? What could be the reward? It is reaching the destination safely. It is reaching the destination safely. And there could be penalty as well. There could be penalty as well. But could be the penalty? There could be any collisions. There could be any collisions or delay. It could also be the penalty. So by there could be rewards and there could be penalties as well. In the real time, what are the algorithms in the machine learning for the reinforcement? Q learning, deep Q networks, deep Q networks. It is also named as DQN. Okay, right? Okay. Now we already know this. We have discussed this team, right? Model training and evaluation. So we will be training our model on the data set, and then finally it will be validating with the known labels team. Okay. Now then there is an algorithm. It will feed through the algorithm. So what is this algorithm? Algorithm, the all the algorithms which we have learned here. Now, team, you have to decide with which algorithm you want to train your model, and how you will decide based on your use case, based on your scenario. If you want to do the classifying operation, right? So you could go with the classification algorithm. If you want to predict something over a continuous data, you could go with the regression algorithm. If you want to do the clustering, if you want to do the grouping, you have to select the clustering algorithm. Now, inside the classification, even if there are only two outcomes, go with the binary. If you have more than two outcomes, go with the multi-class. So that means the C team, directly if we are coming to this Azure services, right, it will not help you out. First, you should know about the scenarios where I could make this machine learning algorithms, where I could make use this classification, where I could make this binary algorithm. Then only you could select your algorithms, because all this course, all this training, AI 900, AI 102, even if you are working with Microsoft Azure, it will only tell you that it will only just provide you the services, just otherwise the generic knowledge should be there with you for the machine learning and for the AI. So what this algorithm will do, it will journalize the relationship between the X and the Y. X is nothing, X are my features team, my input, and the labels team, and the labels team. So it will do the calculation relationship, and then finally it will calculate, perform on X to calculate the Y, on X to calculate the Y. So the algorithm will selection will be depending on the type of the predictive problem that you are trying to solve. Okay. Then finally, the result of the algorithm. What is the result of the algorithm? This is my model, which is encapsulating the function or encapsulating the calculation, which is derived by this algorithm. And what is this function? F. Or I could say that the f of x, because this function, we are performing this on my x input, on my X inputs or my features, right? So we are calculating this y is equal to f of x. So when your training phase is complete, team, when your training phase is complete, right? So the trained model then can be used for inferencing. It can be used for the inferencing, right? So you could input a set of feature values and receive as an output for the prediction of this corresponding label team, right? But there could be multiple iterations team. There could be multiple iterations. Then we could iterate back, right? With the different algorithms, with the different parameters. Now assume that one algorithm is not providing you that much accuracy. You could hyper tune your parameters, right? So for example, you could change the parameters, right? And after changing the parameters, just reiterate the model, just retrain your model. Maybe now it will give you the better performance. Okay. So then finally, you could evaluate the model, comparing the predicted labels to the actual labels. So how you will calculate your model accuracy team, how you will find out that this model is working as usual or this is working correct. So there are some parameters, right? Accuracy is one of the also the parameter on the basis of which you could decide team. Okay. So accuracy is there. Then based on the algorithms team, these parameters vary, right? So if you are talking about the classification algorithms, there is ROC curve. Okay, there is confusion matrix, there is confusion matrix. If I talk about the regression algorithms, so there is root mean squared error, right? So there is then in the precision matrix, there is a precision, recall. There are different parameters, team. You should know about this. What are these parameters and how exactly you could calculate, right? Then only you will be able to understand, team. Otherwise, you will not be able to understand. I will give you some idea. I will also share some official documentations. Okay. So in the regression, there are multiple parameters, team, right? There is mean absolute error, mean absolute error. So what this mean absolute error will do, it will show you like, just give me only one moment, team. So there is a call. Okay. So there is a mean absolute error, which is represented as MAE. So it will be showing you the variance, team, right? So there is mean squared, there is mean squared error as well, mean squared error as well. So this will tell you all the discrepancies between the predicted and the actual labels. What is the difference between the predicted and the actual one? So because usually, obviously, if you're training your model, you will not be getting the correct results. Correct means 100% correct. So obviously there will be the difference between how much prediction you are predicting, and then finally what is the actual results you will be getting. So the minus, when you are making the difference of this predicted and the actual, you will be getting some number. That number is known as error. You could say that that will be the error. And there are the different parameters, right? Mean squared error. You could find out the mean absolute error. Root means squared error. So root means squared error. What it will do, it will provide you that magnitude of the errors. It will be taking, it will be squaring the error values, right? So that is exactly all your, I could say that based on your algorithms, right, team? Based on your algorithms, you have to select here accuracy models. Now, one more thing, team. So you don't need to worry about all this, because on Microsoft Azure portal, you will be getting everything. We will be getting everything on the portal. So I will also share the docs with you. Let me also share that docs. So if we go with the regression team, let me also write it there. If I go with regression and if I go with classification, so I could change the pen here. In the regression, we have seen that there is a mean squared error, there is a mean absolute error, there is a root mean squared error, right? Uh, Okay, in the classification, accuracy, right, team? So accuracy is nothing, the proportion of the predictions which the models is calculating, right? Now this accuracy will be equal to the true negative plus true positive divided by true negative, false positive plus true positive. So actually it will be when you are learning this classification algorithms, there is a confusion matrix team which will be showing you all these four parameters: true, positive, true, negative, false, positive, false, negative. So out of this predictions, how many false predictions are there? Out of this predictions, how many true predictions are there? So there are different parameters, team, right? ROC curve is there where you could perform this curve. Then recall is there. Recall is another matrix, team. So which will be showing you the proportion of the positive cases which your model which your model has identified correctly, which your model has identified correctly. So if, in other words, if I say that you want to compare the number of the patients who have diabetes. So how did the model predict to have the diabetes? So you could write this. This is the formula: true positive divided by true positive plus your false negative. So, for example, I could say that my model has predicted 75% of the patients, 75% of the patients who have diabetes. Okay, so you have to provide this, right? You have to just replace with all these values, right? So, for example, I'm just taking the random one in order to have this 75. So, if I'm replacing this true positive by 3 and false negative by 1, so 3 by 4, that will be, yeah, 0.75. So, I could say that 75% of the patients will be correctly identified. So that will be only our model has correctly identified the 70% of the records for the patients, right? Now, there is another factor, team, precision. What is this precision? This is another matrix. It is also similar to the recall, but it will measure the proportion. It will measure the proportion of the predicted positive cases, predictive positive cases, right? Where where the true label is actually positive. Okay, so its formula is TP, true positive plus false positive, right? So, for example, it has to predict that how many patients are diagnosed with the diabetes, right? If I'm just replacing with the numbers, for example, false positive is 0. So that means 100% team, 3 by 3, 100%. So it has predicted that 100% model has diabetes, but in the real time, in fact, it will not be like that, right? Okay, so if I give you the best example, team, for example, there are males and there are females, right? If you want to predict, if you want to classify who is pregnant, right? Who is pregnant? So, for example, if your model has predicted any males that he is pregnant, but in real time, is it like that? It's impossible, right? It's impossible. So then your model that will be, it should be what? It should not be positive, right? In the real time, it should be not positive. It should always be the negative result. It should always be the negative results. But in the during this model, because this is the AI model, it could provide you the false predictions as well. But we all know this is impossible, right? So that means it should be negative, but it has provided the positive results. So that means it is a false positive. It is a false positive. So it should not be positive, but our model has predicted false. Our model has predicted false, right? So that kind of the scenarios, right? We have to take the value of this false positive, true positive. How much false cases model has been identified correctly. F1 score, this is third parameter. So what this metric will do, it will combine both precision and recall. It will combine both precision and recall team. So what it will do, the formula is 2 into precision into recall. 2 into precision into recall divided by precision plus recall. Precision plus recall. So for example, I'm replacing any random values. For example, my precision is 1.0. It will be recall is 75, right? So 1.0 plus 0 plus 75, that will be 2.0 into the 0.75. So this will be approx 1.5, and this will be 1 divided by 75. So it will be, it would be approx 0.87, something like that, or 86. Okay, so there are so many features, team, right? There are so many features uh, based on the which you could decide how your model is trained. Okay, which you could decide that how exactly your model is providing you the accuracy. Well, let me also share the official docs, team. So later on, you could refer. Let me share the MS Learn. Azure recall precision confusion matrix MS Learn. Okay, yeah. So you could refer to this documentation. We have already covered this, right? So in this way, your confusion matrix is created. This will be our actual value and this will be our predicted value. So it could be 1 and 0, right? 1 will be true and 0 will be false, right? So you could calculate in this way. Just refer to this documentation, and let me also share the. So I'm also sharing one more doc, team. This is for regression parameters, regression algorithms, regression algorithms parameters, right? Mean square, mean absolute error, root mean squared error. So you could see that based on the models, there will be different parameters, right? So it will specify here. It will specify based on the models. There are different metrics. So if you are going with the binary classification model, these are the metrics, right? These are the metrics area under the curve. This is creating the curve on the y-axis and on the x-axis, right? For the regression models, it will be mean absolute error. So how much close the predictions to the near outcomes, and all these models are there. If you are using clustering models, team, so that are exactly all the parameters. This will be very helpful document later on when you want to explore machine learning. This document will help. Okay, team. So we need to close this session at 12:15, right? Because I do have another session which will be starting from 1. So on Sundays, team, there will be session only up to 12:15, right? On Saturdays, it will be usual timing, 9:30 to 9:30 to 1:30, right? I'm not continuing, team, because we are still left with the today we didn't do any kind of hands-on right on the portal, but we learned that how to create an account. So what I expect, team, so when you are coming for the new session in the new next weekend, so you should come up with the subscription. You should create your accounts. So that account should be ready. Okay, then we will be covering up all these labs: machine learning labs, regression, classification, clustering, and computer vision. If time permits, we will also start with the NLP services. So, team, I'm stopping here. Okay. And in the next weekend, we will be starting with our practical content, because machine learning is something that is very, very time consuming, team. Okay, because if you're a beginner, if you're learning to this machine learning, I don't want to skip up all this, right? At least I want to give you some basic ideas, some basic information about this machine learning and the type of the algorithms, so that in the next session, when we are continuing with the labs, because I will be directly selecting the type of the algorithm based on the use case, based on the scenario. So I'm just giving you some time to explore all this, right? What is this machine learning? What are the type of algorithms, so that you could correlate in the next session when it comes to the hands-on, right? So team, any questions, any concerns?
Tanvi, one request. Would you be able to share the links, whatever you have shared now in the
Mm-hmm.
chat, to be put up in the WhatsApp so that whomsoever has not joined?
It's okay, Sundri. I will share. I will share all that.
Yeah, thanks a
Yeah.
lot.
So just allow me some time. By the end of the
No,
day,
no worries.
you could
Not
expect. Yeah.
immediately.
Yes,
As and
yes.
when we get time, please share those links so
No
that
problem.
everybody can
No.
make use of it.
Yes, definitely I will be sharing. So, team, what are the topics we have covered? I know this was the theoretical only, but any concerns, any questions from this part? Please feel free to ask.
Uh, then we probably, after going through the document, we
Correct.
might have few queries. Probably
I
in the
agree.
next session for 15 minutes or 20 minutes, we can just recap
Great,
and then take
great.
questions,
Great, great.
and
Yes,
then we
obviously.
can go to the next topic.
Okay, thank you so much, team. So
Yep.
then let's meet on the next weekend, team. Then we will be doing with a lot of hands-on for all these services, for this ML services, computer vision, and we could also start with the NLP as well, right? Thanks for
Sure.
attending the
Thank
session,
you.
team. Yeah, thank you, Sharan. Thank you, Rishabh.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sundri.
No problem. Thanks a lot, Tanvi.
Okay,
Have a
team.
good
Good
day.
day.
Have
Yeah.
a great day ahead.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Yep. Bye bye.
Bye, team.